Hey everybody, welcome to the YouTube channel of Grimsmo Knives. I'm John Grimsmo, and I want to take you guys on a look around the entire shop and show you guys what we do here. Over the past 12 years, my brother Eric and I have grown this company from my little 400 square foot garage to then another shop, and now we're in a 9,000 square foot manufacturing facility of excellence. We're located in Stoney Creek, Ontario, Canada, and in the two buildings that we have, the front shop is a precision finishing department where we assemble all the products, and in the back shop, we have our manufacturing department where we make every single component that we use in our products. We have spent the past 3 years being in this location, slowly and silently and steadily growing our production and our process and our team and everything in ways that we haven't shown yet on YouTube. So going forward this year, I definitely want to show more of that. But in this video, let's just give a little overview about kind of where we're at right now, everything that we do. I mean, we manufacture all of the components, just about every single thing, down from the screw to the pivot to the bearing cages to the knife. We do our own heat treat, we do our own anodizing. So let's talk about that. Also, new merch. These t-shirts are so amazing. They're launching on the site pretty much right now with the launch of this video. So if you've been looking for a shirt, it's been a while since we put new ones up. These are absolute butter. They're made of bamboo fiber material. The shirt itself is actually manufactured in Toronto, Canada, about an hour away from us. We put a lot of research and a lot of effort into finding the right shirt, the right fit, the right cut, the right material, the right location, manufacturing, and then we also get it printed about 2 minutes away at a local print shop. So we're very proud to release these shirts. So for the Norseman knife, since we're creating the entire product, we're almost manufacturing to one set of standards and then giving it to our finishing team, just one building over like 10 feet away. And they assemble and they fit up together. And so we're inventing our own tolerances. We're always trying to figure out how tight to make everything or how loose to make it, or what needs more tolerance, what needs more this, more clearance, more chamfers, things like that. So we have a very good teamwork, good communication between the two shops. And you know, we keep saying like, same team, bro. Even though we're not competing, we're definitely working together, but we do work separately because we make the parts and we finish the parts, and they come together into a beautiful product. So various things, the better we can make the manufacturing process, the better we can make the machining, the easier it is on our finishing guys, and more specifically, the more consistent everything is for those guys. Everything from the way the Norseman bevel right here, the blade has a double corner rounder. We actually invented a new end mill and have Lakeshore Carbide. They've been making it for us for 10 years. You can buy it on their website. It's the JG double corner rounder end mill, which puts, corner rounds this section on both the Norseman and the Rask, top and bottom at the same time. And as good as we can make it on the machining side, our finishing guys still have to go in there with the Scotch-Brite wheels and with the polishing tools and finish that up just ever so perfectly so that the end result is a consistent and stunning product. You don't want an undercut line. You don't want to see end mill chatter. You don't want to see everything. All these flat surfaces, the back part of the blade right here. You want absolute beauty surfaces, which look much different after finishing than they do right off the machine. As good as we can make the machining. We have literally some of the best machines in the entire world in our shop, and it still makes parts that need to be hand finished. And that's something throughout the year I want to show more of, is the hand finishing side, because I'm a machinist, I like running machines. My brother Eric is the finishing guy, but he's not the one holding the camera. So we need to film more of our finishing process, because you guys don't even know how much effort we put into it. It's crazy. Yeah, it's impossible to convey the amount of hours and time and dedication and energy we've put into specifically the Norseman knife. Like, I've been making this for 11 years and it's gotten better every time. This one is number 6,957. We serialize every single product, giving it a name, a soul, a life, making it different from all the other ones. Even if you have two that are the exact same color combination, they're different. They're different people. They're different products. I don't like I don't want to be a company that hides behind mass produced, like, oh, I won't tell you how many we make. Like, we've made almost 7,000 of them, of the Norseman. And in that time, the progression shows. It's gotten better. And you hold an old one, you hold a new one. They're both great, but they feel different. They work different. Even though, you know, physical dimensions are the same, but our tolerances have gotten tighter. We've become a lot more picky with things like flatness. Flatness is an untalked about critical aspect to manufacturing. And I've got a hyper obsession video coming up about flatness that I could talk for half an hour straight about flatness. It's such a fascinating topic. But things like, if the surfaces on the blade, the two sides of the blade, are not only super flat but parallel to each other, the flatter you get that, the smoother the knife's going to be. And our knives are literally some of the smoothest knives on the entire planet because we put all this effort into everything that we do. Like, they drop, like, nobody's knives drop as fast as ours do. And there's no blade play, and everything is just precise, precise, precise. Because everything adds up. Tolerance stack is a real thing. And when you get everything right within the range of what's right, and they all add up together, you get a knife that is smooth and fidgety and enjoyable, and our customers literally just sit there watching TV, you know, flipping their knives. And it's great. So, moving on to the Rask. This is a knife Eric first designed in 2015. We literally have the napkin sketch of the first version of this knife. And then this was supposed to be the easier knife. That was our intention when it was just me and Eric in our garage. Let's make an easier knife so that we can get a big machine, move into a bigger shop, grow the company. Boy, little did we know, it's the harder knife. It kicked our butts in the beginning, and it still continued to kick our butts until the past year or two when we finally got everything nailed. It's different than the Norseman. It's a little bit smaller. It's lighter because we put lightweight pockets on the inside. It's a little bit slimmer. Maybe we could do some side-by-side comparisons here. It feels different. It feels smaller, daintier, nicer, sleeker. The blade doesn't have the CNC machine bevel lines. It has polished, smooth, flat ground bevels. It is a flat bevel, not a hollow grind. And the effort that the team puts into not only the grinding the blade on our kern with the CNC machine, but then also the finishing work, the polishing, the sanding. We use these die profiler machines, and Skye and Larry and Eric are getting very, very good at that, where they actually basically vibrate a super ceramic stone back and forth, back and forth, back and forth across the bevel, smoothing out every little imperfection, every little scratch, every little ding, because even grinding them on the kern is not perfect the deeper you look. So they want to create a basically reflective mirror surface with no imperfections. And then the way we grind the spines of the blade, it's got a different spine than the Norseman does. This one's a bit flatter, so we want a beautiful surface finish. We have an engraving on the spine where we show the serial number and the steel and the blade and the knife. And machining that on the spine is a lot more challenging than the way we do it on the Norseman. But it leads to such a cool, visually striking, you know, pose of where that engraving is on the knife. And otherwise, the Rask uses almost the same pivot, just with a different head diameter, but same tolerances otherwise, same screws, same spacers. We manufacture all these components ourselves. Both knives have a hardened stainless steel lock bar insert, which we switched to a couple of years ago, which absolutely had its own set of challenges. It's not been a nice road going down that, but we got everything figured out, and now we got a good, smooth, stable process. Even the screws that attach the lock bar to the handle, we manufacture those too. They're similar to our regular, you know, body screws, frame screws, but they're shorter and significantly smaller, so they're challenging to make. Both knives run on our Delrin caged bearings, and we machine those bearing cages too, and we buy the ceramic ball bearings that we put inside those are the best grade of bearing, the best brand possible. You cannot get better bearings than what we're using in our knife, and they're expensive. If you hold a little baggie up, that's like $1,000 of balls or more. The roundness, the sphericity, the accuracy of those bearings is off the charts. And that's what it takes to make a knife so smooth and so nice and with so much precision. Yeah, here's a cool little thing you guys might not know. If you do take the knife apart, and we actually encourage you guys to take the knife apart because everything needs maintenance. When I carry my Rask, pocket lint finds its way where it shouldn't, and after however many months of a lot of use, it just doesn't feel as good. So it comes apart very easily. We do a really good job tolerancing everything, so the knife just comes apart and always goes back together, no problems. Just don't over tighten everything. So we need better maintenance videos to show you guys just the little ins and outs. But on the inside of the Rask, we did a really cool thing because on our current CNC machine, it's got Heidenhain control. That's the computer that runs the machine. There's a date function on there where if you tell it where to write it, it will engrave kind of whatever you want. So I have a macro setting where it pulls the exact time and date, and I reformat in a way that reads properly. And on every single pair of handles, we engrave the time and date of exactly to the second when they were made, which has helped us internally track parts, progression of parts, like, oh, those are yesterday's parts, or those are 2 months ago's parts. So we've been doing that, not for all the new Rasks, but for the past year or two. And that's just been a very cool thing for me to do. You can't see it when the knife is together. When the knife is apart, time and dates. We'll show you a little clip of that. There's also little hidden details about the Rask too. Like if you open it up and look in the blade, right there, we'll get a close-up shot, I engraved the word Rask in a little weird spot that you shouldn't, but it looks awesome. Which brings us to our third and currently final product, but absolutely not the final product. Like we will be making more products, but it's our Saga pen. Man, I can't tell you guys how much joy this product brings me. Like legitimately, I get emotional just thinking about it. We first came up with this in 2017. The mechanism was kind of inspired by an air fitting coupling, like on the air guns in every machine shop. It's a ball lock coupler is what it is. But we intensified it and we added our engineering knowledge to it and we made it tight tolerance. And the button and the threaded sleeve are made from 17.4 stainless steel H900. So it's 45 Rockwell steel. It's almost as hard as a knife blade, which is 60 Rockwell. And we machine those bars in the fully hard condition. We do the engraving on it. We do there's little dots of detail around here. The surface finish, and we'll get a close-up of this. The surface finish of the button, where it actuates on the mechanism parts, we polish, we actually diamond burnish inside the CNC machine to wipe away that surface and give it a surface roughness average, an RA, of about 1.5 is our goal, 1.5 RA average, which is, you know, nearing mirror finish, like actually mirror finish. Because the way this works is there's 3 ceramic ball bearings on the inside that actuate up a taper. And when you push down the ball, the springs move up and the balls go into that taper and hold it in place. And then I shouldn't be showing you the secrets of how this works, but it's one of my favorite things is giving it to a new person. Like I went to a shop tour yesterday, gave my pen to a bunch of people and they're like, okay, now how do you undo it? It's so satisfying for me to watch engineers struggle with how to undo this. And I'm like, you're an engineer, figure it out. But you slide down the collar, the slider is what we call it. So those 3 ceramic ball bearings, as I bounce the tip up and down, they are riding on that burnished, polished surface. And the smoother it is, the better it is. If it's bad, you hear little pop. It feels scratchy, it feels gross. I don't like that. So that's a feature we've gotten better and better and better over time. We're currently at Saga, what did you say, Ryan, like 6,000? About 6,000 of these that we've made, making more every day. It's been a very consistent product for us over the past few years. Huge feedback from customers. Like, it's such an enjoyable product. And yes, it's expensive, but everything we do is absolutely top-notch. And I'm not going to apologize for the cost of what we do because literally it's justified in what you're getting. If you can justify it, that's fine if you can't. But with the effort and the energy and the time and the money we're putting into the whole company, you know, the prices are what they are. And I'm proud to sell a product, an expensive product for what it is. And I hope you guys find the value in it too. And if you don't, great, there's lots of other stuff. Keep using your Bic pen. All the more power to you. But I want to compete with the likes of the fancy pens, and it's different. It's metal. It's tactical. It's, you know, fidgety. it's not wood, it's not carbon fiber, it's not all these other fancy plastics like Mont Blanc pens and stuff. It's its own kind of category of tactical, elegant, beautiful, functional art that has some factor to it, some fidget factor. And there's some other great pen companies out on the market right now, friends of mine, like we're actually close friends. And we're all, competing, but not competing, because we make slightly different stuff. And, we're all rooting for each other, which is amazing. So that's super cool. So the pens are primarily made stainless steel mechanism. The slider itself is either titanium 6Al4V, it's the only titanium to buy, or nickel aluminum bronze, aka bronze. And the bronze parts are actually my favorite. They patina ever so slightly, ever so nicely. They just change colors a little bit. Every person has a different pH of oils in their skins. So some people's will turn kind of purple. Some will just stay silver, or not silver, but stay gold color. And bronze, they change colors. They all have a very complicated to machine titanium pocket clip, which is probably one of the most challenging parts that we currently produce, but we have such a good process now that it's consistent. Everyone has its own serial number engraved right on it. The tube is either made from titanium or bronze, like in my case. The tip is either titanium or bronze, or tube and tip can also be copper. We've done some of that too. And then the thread tolerances, we use a 3B tolerance on all of our threads, which is kind of the tightest tolerance you can get. Like most threads are 2B, really garbage threads are 1B. 3B is aerospace tolerance. It's tight tolerances. And that just lets everything come apart, go together easily, be nice and smooth, easy to service, easy to take apart. And it uses a standard Schmidt insert on the inside, so nothing too fancy there, but it's a really quality insert, and it goes with a quality pen. And I just find it so enjoyable to use. All right, now I want to walk you guys around and I want to show you some of the specific machines and processes that we use in manufacturing all these beautiful products. So starting in our machine shop, this place is an absolute dream for me. It's literally my toy store, my candy. It's starting in my garage with a tiny little milling machine manual milling machine. I converted to CNC myself. Let's show a picture of that, because it's kind of a joke where we are right now compared to that picture, but I love it. It's been a progression of increasing our skill and buying new equipment and increasing our capability and manufacturability of all of our parts. And now we literally have a world-class machine shop, and I pinch myself, but we've earned it. We've bought it. We've done the work to get to this level. So in our machine shop, the big boy, the star of the show is our Kern. It's a German 5-axis CNC machine with an 80 pallet changer, and it has 210 possible tools, which I've almost fully filled up. This is an automated machine that will automatically grab a workpiece, a tombstone of parts, put it in the machine, do a bunch of machining, put the pallet away, grab the next pallet. We run that machine 24 hours a day for about 5 days a week. It gets the weekends off, but we're increasing that here shortly. So there's 168 hours in a week. We run it average for 120 of those total hours. And it's fantastic. It's our absolute workhorse. It was a huge investment, but it's paid off incredibly, and I love it. And we will be getting more at some point, but not in this shop. So attached to our Kern, we now have a Brother Speedio machine, which has always been on my list of dream machines to buy, and now we finally have one. It's amazing. The goal for that is to be attached to the pallet changer and to be able to supplement and make more parts. So the Speedio can make kind of the easier work, and the Kern can make the more complicated work, and they can complement each other. That's the goal. Haven't quite realized it yet, but it's coming up soon. And then we also have a 3-axis DMG Mori machine, which we've had for 8 years. That was my first big boy machine. We have 3 lathes, a Williman, a Tornos, and a Nakamura. And the Tornos and the Nakamura run every single day, often throughout the night as well. So they make all the round components, pretty much everything on the pen, or the screws, the pivots, the bearings, the things for our knives. And I'm a big lathe guy. I think lathes are amazing. So now we've got 3 of the best ones that money can possibly buy, and we run them hard. We also have a surface grinder, an Okamoto surface grinder, which lets us get our raw blade stock from a water jet profile, which we buy it, we receive it as water jet cut, and then we surface grind it down to the right thickness, and then it goes through the entire process. We have a Zeiss Duramax CMM machine, which lets us measure the parts that we've made so that we can tell in absolute, very tight tolerance if they're doing what we thought they were going to do. It gives us that feedback loop. Like, we can make a thing, but this lets us measure it as well, which is further increase the consistency of our product. Our lapping machine is like the surface grinder, but the next level. It doesn't do a lot of stock removal, but it lets us get that perfect, flat, parallel, shiny, smooth finish on our blades and our handles. And we've had that machine for almost 5 years now, and it's allowed us to achieve a level of flatness and parallelism and shininess that we didn't even know was possible before. So we use it a lot. Moving into our finishing building, this is where Eric is the leader of that team. There's 3 other guys that work there. They do everything from heat treating the blades, where Sky will package the blades in a stainless steel foil baggie so that no oxygen is hitting the blade when it's in the heat treat oven. Heats it up to over 1900 degrees Fahrenheit, like literally red hot. Then they come out red hot. They get quenched between some custom fixtures that we made. After they come out of the oven, they get cryogenically treated in liquid nitrogen. They bring the temperature down to negative 321 degrees Fahrenheit, which further helps the hardness of the steel and the molecular grain structure of the steel just get a lot happier, and it becomes a better product at that point. So we've been doing that for 5 years. We have our 2 vibratory tumblers, which gives us that specific stonewash finish. We have multiple different media styles in there. Blades, handles, clips, pens, everything spends multiple hours in various stages of that process. This is also where the anodizing happens, where we clean every part, we anodize them, we clean them again after, we stage them. It lets us get all these brilliant colors, everything from bronze to blue to green to purple to everything, and it's a very cool process. The knives start to go together at this point. All the parts start to mate together. They've been polished, they've been finished, they've been anodized, and now the assembly and the fit up starts to happen. And every now and then there's slight little differences from manufacturing. So Eric and his team need to know what it takes to get that exact right feel. Bend this a little bit more that way. Give a little clearance there. Use this size part instead of that size part. We've got a range of different part sizes that allow them to fine tune and tweak so that we have that perfect, consistent Grimsmo feel, because it's not just the feel, it's the sound too. So once the product has been put together, has been sharpened, has been checked off by those guys, it comes up here and gets checked off again in the shipping assembly, like final stage room. The product gets, felt, cleaned, inspected, cleaned again. If it passes that test, then and the cleaning test, then it gets photographed. Every single product gets photographed. It's not like this is the blue Norseman and they're all the same. It's not. They're not all the same. We take unique photos of every single individual product. It's a whole lot of work. I've now got 2 guys full time in this room doing that kind of stuff and other stuff. But that is part of the dedication and the process to everything that we do, because everything matters. I can't emphasize that enough. So then the products go up onto the website and then they get listed. Currently we have what's called our Maker's Choice system, where makers, us, we get to make the choice, the color combos, everything we want, and then we list them on our website, and we have a sign up list on our website. If you're not on it and you want to be, you can absolutely sign up. And we have a custom script that randomly chooses some people when we have products available. It randomly chooses a batch of people, and it shows them to the private collection on the website, where there might be 1 to 10 products or more. And then that small group of people can see that private collection of products and choose what to buy from there. The collection has been an amazing addition for us, because it used to be 1-to-1. Like, we made a knife, here it is, do you want it? 24 hours later, the next guy, do you want it? And that the collection, giving people choice, 10, 12 different color combinations to choose from, has been extremely awesome. So that's how we currently do it. Eventually we want to bring back the buyer's choice, where it's still a randomly picked, you get chosen to buy a product, because honestly guys, demand is so much higher than supply right now, and it's not because we're holding back. Trust me, I would love to make more products. We are currently at capacity and always striving to increase that capacity as well. But the demand, you guys are hungry, you want more, and I love it. The demand is so much higher that the random system is the only fair way we've chosen to move forward with this. All right, so that about wraps up this video. I think this accomplishes everything I wanted in this video. I wanted to show you guys where we're at, because we haven't been able to share a lot of that. It's been like a year since we put up our last YouTube video, and a lot has changed since then. And it's hard to convey that in little bits and pieces in Instagram shots. So hopefully this kind of, you know, caught you up a little bit, got you on board with where we're at right now. And this is a lot of fun to make. This is a lot of work to make. Future videos are not going to be this much effort. We're just going to do some run and gun like lazy videos. The quality of the content is more important than the production value at this point for us, but we can also have some fun with it too. So you'll get all kinds in the future. So to wrap up, don't forget, t-shirts should be on the website right now. I'm going to shamelessly plug our merch. All right, thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for everything you guys have done for us. Literally, our company started on YouTube, making YouTube videos 12 plus years ago. We've been doing this forever and we kind of lost the plot. We're coming back hard, and I really appreciate all the views you guys have. But I do have a request. I have set a silly goal for myself to catch up to my good friend John Saunders at NYC CNC in subscribers by the end of this year. Our YouTube channel has been flatlined for the past 2+ years, literally straight flat. And we're currently at about 76,000 subscribers. He's at over 400,000 subscribers. I want to catch up to that by the end of the year, and I need your guys' help to do it. For no other reason than just bragging rights, saying, bro, I caught up to you. So he's one of my best friends in the whole wide world, and I want to chase him down and overrun him just for fun. So if you guys want to help me with that, that would be amazing. And then we'll do more videos. All right, guys, thank you so much. Stay tuned. Goodbye.